Hello, everybody. My name is Stephanie, and I am a PWSS, a person who has stopped stuttering. Now, I first want to begin with saying thank you to everyone who is here listening. I know in my heart, if it weren't for Lee and for all of you here with me on this very, very, very long overdue journey, that I would not be where I am today. Okay. So, like many of you, stuttering has been a huge part of my life for as long as I can remember. Stuttering is still a major part of who I am and my identity. And for a long time, I wondered who I would be without it. I've been stuttering ever since I could speak, and I honestly cannot remember a time when I did not stutter. Everyone who has ever known me prior to finding SAC has known me as the stutterer, the quiet girl, the shy girl. And ironically, growing up, it terrified me to live with my stutter and to live without it. Because who would I be without the one thing that had been at the center of my life for so long? Stuttering affected almost every aspect of my life, from making friends, talking on the phone, ordering at restaurants, asking for help, everything. And I had been used to all of these things for so long and comfortable with them that I really didn't know anything else. I didn't know how to ask for help or where I could find help. And like many of you, I went to speech therapy all throughout my childhood, ever since I was in elementary school, probably in first grade. I've been there, and I stayed there through middle school, where many of my embarrassing stuttering moments occurred. I stayed there until I was around 13 or 14, and then I stopped going. They said I was fine, that my stuttering was under control, which, looking back now, they were completely false about that. And I know that the methods taught to me were not sustainable. These weird breathing exercises, weird mouth exercises, things that just seem so strange to me, especially at like 12 years old. So, and all throughout high school, I would say my stuttering was mild. You know, I could get by without having many issues. I was never bullied, never made to feel bad about my speech, but I can say that I was very isolated and I was limited because of my speech. And I would say that this was the worst time for my stuttering. As I got older, I noticed that you were expected to speak more, give more presentations, read aloud in class, and just participate more. And this obviously did not go well for me, as being under pressure in any capacity was my worst nightmare. I tried everything I could to hide my stuttering, but when I couldn't and I didn't see the results that I really desperately wanted and needed, I felt really angry. I felt alone. I was always fighting with myself. I was fighting to just be normal, to blend in with everyone else, because that's all I really wanted. Why couldn't I just be like everyone else? Why is it that I have this problem that I can't seem to fix? And it was these constant thoughts that led me to SAC. Now, it took me some time to find Lee and his methods, and it took me years, actually. I was around 17 at the time, almost 18, and I remember the moment that I found Lee specifically, like very oddly specifically. I was at a friend's going away party. It was at the end of summer, and I was dreading going to the party all day, and I was actually going to come up with an excuse not to go. And but I couldn't get out of it, so I ended up going. And it was that very familiar feeling all over again, feeling of isolation and anxiety were constantly washing over me at the party. I felt really alone, even though I was with my friends and my family. I felt like a complete stranger around them because I couldn't share who I truly was, and I couldn't be the person that I wanted to be because of my stuttering. My stuttering was so severe that I started thinking, how will I ever be able to communicate how I'm feeling? How will I ever be able to do anything that I wanted in my life? How will I make friends? How will I meet my partner? How will I give speeches? And it was all these thoughts that were overwhelming me that finally led me to search to the answer of all my problems. So I started on Google, like always, and I just typed the words, how to stop stuttering. And it only took me a few minutes to stumble upon Lee's book, and I will never forget it. I took one look at it, and I thought it was complete jargon. I thought it sounded absurd, honestly. And I had been down this path so many times before, and I was never successful in finding my answer. But I could tell that this time it was very different. I sat there, still at the party, and I just started reading from his book. And I immediately recognized his experiences, and I could tell that Lee had previously stuttered himself, and I could really resonate with his stories. And I started using his methods right away. I started doing the auto suggestions, the mind training, reading aloud for an hour every day, and I saw results immediately. It felt like my whole life had changed overnight. But however, I was not as consistent as I would have liked. After like a very rough year in 2020, I think for many people, I stopped working on everything in terms of my speech. I stopped the mind training. I stopped doing the auto suggestions. I stopped reading. I stopped coming to SAM meetings altogether. And if there's anything I've learned from this program, it's that consistency and patience are most important. Believing in the methods, in the program, the process, it will help expedite the goal. And looking back now at all that wasted time in 2020, feeling miserable and sorry for myself, when I could have persevered and kept improving my speech, I probably would have gotten here much faster. But I can say that I am very proud of myself for coming back and for want of a better future for myself. And I can happily say now, through that perseverance and dedication, that SAC and this community that I found here has shaped me into a much better person. I've learned so much from all of you, from your experiences, than I ever would have imagined walking into it. I think that the most important lesson that I've taken away from this program is that nothing you truly want will ever come quickly and easily. It will take time, it will take dedication and struggling at times. And there were so many times when I just wanted to quit, to just give up and learn to live with my stuttering, as so many people have told me growing up. But had I done that, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I know I still have a lot of work to do, but I can say that I am improving every day, and I'm still learning to love to speak in all venues. And I plan on sticking to the program because I have so much to take away from it and continue to learn from all of you. So I'm not going anywhere. I can say that this program, honestly, in a way, saved my life. And I owe this all to Lee, to his generosity, his kindness, for his drive, for never giving up on any of us, which I can't really understand. And I owe it all to you guys. And I know for certain that if it weren't for you guys, for being on this journey with me, I never would have started and I never would have finished. So seeing you all, listening to your stories has been the most rewarding part of this program. So again, thank you for listening to me, for being on this journey with me, and helping me finally find happiness.